celebrating Lunar New Year.
我们今天是庆祝农历的新年。
Now, many races have their own New Year's Day.
很多的不同的民族，他们有不同自己的这个新年的那一天。
China and Vietnam have the same New Year.
中国人和越南人过同一个新年。
But Thailand has a different New Year.
然后泰国人是过另外一个新年。
India has a different New Year.
印度的新年也是不一样的。
Now, the New Years are usually based on something in their history.
新年的一天通常是有一些特别的意义，因为在历史上可能跟历史上某一个事件有关联。
So at New Year's Day, we wish each other 新年快乐。
所以我们当过年的时候，我们会大家说 Happy New Year。
No, 祝mừng năm mới.
Happy New Year, I guess.
The Jews have a different New Year, New Year's Day than we do.
犹太人有跟我们不同的新年。
It is the month their Passover is on.
这是在他们逾越节的那一个月。
And they call it the month of Abib.
他们就专门有个称呼叫做腊比月。
This year, Passover comes on April 17.
这是在4月的17号，就是犹太的新年。
Now the Jews have celebrated this as the first year of the first month of the year for 3,300 years.
他们已经庆祝了这个新年是3300年。
Now the Passover was a very important occasion.
这个逾越节是一个在犹太历史上非常特别的这么一个时刻。
And to force the Egyptians to let the Jews leave Egypt.
因为有逾越节的那一天晚上发生的事情，使得耶和华就逼埃及人释放他的百姓250万犹太人出埃及。
And God punished Egypt with 10 plagues.
神耶和华当时用降十灾来惩罚这个法老和他的埃及人。
Now, this is a word we aren't supposed to say on New Year's Day, I know.
通常我们在新年的时候不讲什么特别厉害的、特别很难听的话。
But we can't avoid it.
但是我们不能够回避讲论关于生与死的问题。
The last plague was the death of every firstborn child.
这最后的第10灾是一切投生的都是被天使击杀。
Now, it was done this way.
那整个过程是怎么样发生的呢？
Open your Bibles to Exodus 12.
如果你有圣经，请你翻到圣经出埃及记第12章。
And I'm going to read it in English, and then Michael's going to read it in Chinese, verses 2 to 13.
我们在出埃及记的12章的第2节一直到第13节。
You see, God was talking to Moses, and this is what he told him.
这是耶和华对摩西是这样说的。
This month shall be the beginning of months for you. It is to be the first month of the year to you.
这是在110页哈，旧约圣经这个出埃及记12章的第2节说：你们要以本月为正月，为1年之首。
You see, God told the Jews this was going to be the beginning of their year.
所以耶和华亲自吩咐摩西说：这是你们犹太人过年的新年的第一天要讲。
And he says, speak to the congregation of Israel, saying, on the 10th of the month, of this month, they are each one to take a lamb for themselves, according to their father's households, a lamb for each household.
他说：你们吩咐以色列全会众说，本月初10日，个人要按着父家取羊羔，1家1只。
Now, if the household is too small for a lamb, then he and his neighbors and nearest to his house are to take one according to the number of persons in them, according to what each man should eat. You are to divide the lamb.
他说第14，他说若是一家的人太少，吃不了1只羊羔，个人就要和他的隔壁的邻舍共取1只。你们预备羊羔要按着人数和饭量计算。
Your lamb shall be an unblemished male of a year old. You may take it from the sheep or from the goats.
第5节， 要无残疾1岁的公羊羔，你们或从绵羊里取，或从山羊里取，都可以。
And you shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month. Then the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel is to kill it at twilight.
第6节说，要留到本月14日，在黄昏的时候，以色列全会众要把羊羔宰了。
Now, moreover, they shall take some of the blood and put it on the 2 doorposts and the lintel of the houses in which they eat.
第7节，各家要取一点血，涂在吃羊羔的房屋左右的门框上面和门框上和门楣上。
And they shall eat the flesh that same night, roasted with fire, and they shall eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs.
第8节，当夜要吃羊羔的肉，用火烤了，与无酵饼和苦菜同吃。
Do not eat any of it raw or boiled at all with water, but rather roasted with fire, both its head and its legs along with its entrails.
第9节，不可吃生的，断不可吃水煮的，要带着头、腿、五脏，用火烤了吃。
And you shall not leave any of it over until morning, but whatever is left of it until morning you shall burn with fire.
第10节，不可留下一点儿留到早上，剩下一点儿留到早晨。若留到早晨，要用火烧了。
Now you shall eat it in this manner, with your loins girded, your sandals on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and you shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover.
第11节，你们吃羊羔，当腰间束带，脚上穿鞋，手中拿杖，赶紧的吃，这是耶和华的逾越节。
For I will go through the land of Egypt on that night, and will strike down all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord.
第12节，因为那夜我要巡行埃及地，把埃及地一切投生的，无论是人或是牲畜，都击杀了，又要败坏埃及一切的神。我是耶和华。
And the blood shall be a sign for you on the houses where you live. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and no plague will befall you to destroy you when I strike the land of Egypt.
第13节，这血要在你们所住的房屋上做记号。我一见这血，就越过你们去。我击杀埃及头生的时候，灾殃必不临到你们身上，灭你们。
If any of you are reading from the NIV, you have a little problem. I'm reading from the New American Version.
如果你手上的是新国际版本的英文版的，那可能跟我刚才读的不一样，我是读 NEV。
Now, you see, God sent an angel across the whole land.
大家知道，这个耶和华差遣他的天使巡行埃及大地。
The angel visited every house in the country.
这个天使就进到每一个，就是要查看每一个在埃及大地上每一个房屋。
He looked at the door of every house.
而且他要查看每一个房屋的门框和门楣。
And if there was blood on the lintel and the doorposts, he passed over the house.
如果他看见有这个血呢，是被涂在门框两边和门楣的上边，他就越过这个房屋，就不再进去击杀里面投生了。
Now I know what they do in Vietnam, and Michael tells me they do the same thing in China.
我知道越南人是怎么过新年的，那个 Michael 也告诉我中国人是怎么过新年的。
I asked Michael to get me the stuff, but he said he couldn't get it.
他牧师叫我去找一对春联儿，还有横批，我找了半天没找到。
On the front door of the house out there,
在每一家门的户的大门，
you put a red piece across here.
你看见你在上面看到有这个横批横楣，就是写的春联，通常是4个6个字，就是智慧。